All right, so in today's little podcast, we'll be talking about The Creature from the Black Lagoon, 1954, the original,
The best movie
the
ever.
classic,
Best movie ever.
starring Richard Carlson and Julie Adams.
Julie Adams could eat my ass and I'd be okay with it.
I mean, you're right.
I don't even know if she's still alive, but...
Oh, is she? She was in a movie in 1990.
Is she
I don't
still
know
alive?
if that classifies. We're gonna look. Julie Adams, American actress.
This whole podcast just turns into Julie Adams appreciation.
She's 5'6". She died October 17th. Oh,
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
She's 91. She's still kicking.
well. You know
Her
what?
birthday is October 17th, 1926.
She
The
didn't.
Waterloo Hour.
She didn't age very well. I take my statement back.
Well, I mean, 1954, Julie Adams can get it.
Yeah. I mean, given
So-
she's 90, so like
91.
91. I'm sorry, that year matters. Almost
Look at
92.
her go.
Wait, when was she?
Yeah, no, that's true. The 17th.
Wow. Wow. Isn't one of the... I know they had multiple, like, Black Lagoon actors, but one of them was, like, really fine, too. I'm trying to remember which one.
In like a remake?
No, they had...
The Man?
Yeah. They had multiple playing...
Richard Carlson?
One playing the actual creature. Like, inside the suit.
Oh. There was
multiples
The one you
of them.
actually don't see. Oh, like
yeah,
a stunt
the
man.
one you don't see, but I know what he looks
Yeah,
like because
the
I
other
did the
person.
research. Yeah, no, but there's
Of course you
multiple
did.
ones, so like, and I know they. Trying to think. There's like I know in the, because they have sequels, 2 and 3.
Right.
So like, I'm trying to remember if he was in the first one and then came in the second one, or if he was only in the second one. I don't know. But one of the actors that played the creature is Boyne. Foyne. Foyne.
Okay, well, you know what else is foyne? Is the artistry of that goddamn monster suit.
Dude, okay. Tea. You want to hear some tea?
Yeah, I will spill it.
Okay, so you know I have the DVDs, and the DVD set has like commentary tracks to go along with the movie, and the person in there
director's
just like
commentary
yeah,
kind of
that's
thing.
what it is. The
Yeah.
person in there just like spills everything that's like wrong with like the creation of the monster. Like I guess the person who gets main credit, he didn't do shit. It was like a whole bunch of
The actor or the designer?
the designer, not the designer, the people who actually made it, like made the costume.
Oh, the sculptors.
Yeah, the
Gotcha.
sculptors.
They didn't get credit. That sucks.
No, this one guy.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, and if you see it, like, he'll come in and there's a picture of him holding a scalpel next to, I think it's the head or another piece of the suit. And he's making it look like he's doing the work, but there's another worker behind him that's actually going in and doing stuff.
Actually
And he just posed
sculpting.
for the picture. And I guess he would do this all the time. But yeah, I think one of the main people who actually worked on the suit was a woman.
Yeah, probably. Sounds about. It looks like it was made by a woman. Why? Because it's careful and it's
yeah.
very.
It's a
very
woman and a
detailed.
man, I believe. They've done it the
a
most.
duo.
Yeah, they were
Right.
very like careful with it. And I know.
Yes, they were. It looked gorgeous. Even underwater, you could still see the detailing of it, which is
Yeah, because
so
it was
good.
so good, but also like, it was so unpractical. Is that the word?
You're right.
Because like
Yeah,
once the
impractical.
guy impractical whatever. So once the guy had it on, he couldn't sit. He had to stay standing up the whole time. So like
Right.
that really sucks.
Well, I mean, early film, whatnot, having a full body prosthetic was still kind of
Yeah.
new. So, in the realm of cinema, using practical effects is always kind of a hit or miss. For one, it takes a while to make. For two, making a full body one was kind of really tricky and kind of unheard of. So the fact that they did
Yeah.
it and made it work is
Like props to them for putting in all that work.
Yeah.
And props to the actor for actually standing that long. Like
to dealing with it.
it was
yeah.
probably so hot too, because I'm trying to remember if they actually filmed in just sets or if it was they had locations.
On location.
Yeah. I don't remember. We should have probably researched that, but
It looked like a real lagoon.
yeah,
I mean,
I want to say. You know what? No, I
It
remember
wasn't,
they have
like,
a
on the
set at
Amazon,
Universal
but-
Studios, but they have a set where they used it there. I know they used miniatures too, but
Yes, they did use a lot of
Yeah,
miniatures. That's my realm of expertise.
it is. It really is. I'm trying to look for the lady's name so we can give this girl credit.
Yes, we need to give credit where credit is
Yeah.
due, but from there we'll move on. The incredible suit, very, very well done. Full body, very well detailed. I know the movie was in black and white, but you could just tell that the shading of it and the sculpture of the face and the body in general was just so perfect,
It was so pretty. It's
so well done.
He's my friend. That's all I wanted to say was
He's my friend.
he's my friend. Like I'm looking at a picture of him right now and I'm just like
Damn, it's good.
yeah,
Right?
like it's just I'm speechless. That's it.
And I'm just, trying to think about it too, is for such a well done prosthetic for, yeah, hell yeah, for 1954, like they're used to, what was I going to say? Who is it? Is Ray Harryhausen around here? I think he is. Ray Harryhausen. I think he was doing films in this time period. 1949, 1950s, he was making films. I know he worked on Sinbad, and he did Jason and the Argonauts. So he did a bunch of miniature stop motion stuff, which is something I'm super into. But
yeah, you're really good
that's
at
what
that.
cinema was. They were animated figures. They weren't real humans quite yet. They were still using stop motion and compositing to display these types of creatures. And I think this film, making the creature an actual human in a suit, was something very different and something very correct in the sense that it really paid off for this film.
It really did. I think their hard work really worked. And like it makes me sad because Creature is very like it's not as well known as all the other horror films. Everybody's like werewolves, vampires, Frankenstein. I'm like, okay, but what about the creature? He's so good. Like, don't sleep on my fish boy.
No, honestly, very. He's got nothing on Dracula. I'm sorry.
I know, like
bitch ass with fangs.
Dracula ain't even that great. Also, the Dracula at Universal Studios. Warning to anyone that goes to Universal Studios Hollywood: the Dracula there's a creep.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh. Let him know. Let him know.
Also, I got the names. Okay, so the girl was Millicent Patrick. And then the other one that actually did work was Chris Mueller Jr. And the bitch that took credit, I'm pretty sure you're going to know the name once I say it, Bud Westmore.
I do.
He's a piece of garbage.
I do know
He
Westmore.
never did anything. He just took credit.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because that's...
He's a big
Mr.
name.
Mr. Westmore is
He's
huge
a big
name.
I'm gonna make you like watch this thing with me one day. Take the
really?
credit. Yeah. This guy says it on the director's like thingy. Like yeah, it's like this huge thing, and I don't think a lot
Bud Westmore is like a legend.
I know. That's why I was so shocked too when I heard about that.
I knew, and that kind of changes my thinking of him a little bit.
I'm so sorry.
He was definitely somebody who. No, that's fine. I want to know these things. That's incredible.
Yeah, like, and then I guess he did that a lot of the times. He would come in until like, hold up, I'm sitting up. Sorry. He would, like, on movies he was working on, he'd make other people do the work, and when people would come, like publicists or like interview people, they would come and he would like tell the people, oh, you go ahead, take a break, and I'll start working on this. And so all the other workers would leave, and he'd go in and make it look like he was doing all the work. Which I'm sure he did do some work, probably, but like, you know, it's not possible for one man.
But he didn't create it, he worked on it.
Yeah. And so it's not possible for one man to do all that. So it's just, you know, it's kind of upsetting that he would try to take all the credit and take all the publicity.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
He would take all the publicity for it, so he wouldn't let anyone else be involved in like the interviews or anything. But I guess because that one picture that's out, you guys should Google it if you get the chance. It's with Bud Westmore holding the little like, it's like a little tool next to one of the pieces,
Okay.
and there's like an actual person in the back, like actually working on it while he pretends to work on it, and it's very. I think it's the other guy I mentioned. I already forgot his Chris something, Chris Mueller.
Chris Wheeler Jr.
Yeah, I'm just really bad at names. Chris Mueller Jr. He's the one that's in the back. But yeah,
Okay.
between him and Millicent,
Wow.
they did a lot of the work, and I'm sure there's like little people there too that were like assistants and stuff. But of course, they never get mentioned because tragic.
It's true. Women, the unsung
Yeah.
heroes of cinema. Honestly, is
It really
you editing, all female. If there's a good movie that has a good edit, it's probably done by a woman. Just ask George Lucas. That film was saved in editing by his wife.
Oh, right. I'm literally wearing a Star Wars shirt right now.
I know. I know. But still, editing, any meticulous art directing, usually done by a woman. Like the small little details that just bring everything
They
together.
pay attention.
Exactly.
And
We're
like,
careful where we have dexterous, lithe fingers.
yeah, and
So
I'm not saying it's
they're good
just
at
like
it.
a thing that women have only, but it's a thing that women are socially raised to be more aware of, like smaller things than men.
Right.
So that's why. But not saying that men can't do as good, but it's just I feel men are given a lot more credit for smaller things than women are.
Well, duh.
Yeah, like men can
This
literally
is a man's
like.
world, Stephanie.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, especially in the movie industry, like.
Yeah, no, the
upsetting.
film industry is a fucking sausage fest. As a woman about to crest into the damn thing,
Good luck.
well, it's sad because the what statistic I guess it is that there are more females in film school and animation school, but in the industry they're outnumbered nearly 3-1 by men. But in academia, they outnumber men 3-1.
I guess really, just people just be hiring the men, and it's.
Well, it's also it's a very small industry, believe it or not, it is.
No, I believe it
And
because I think
there's a lot of old people there. It's very hard to get into, for one.
I think film industries are creatures of habits. creatures of like.
Oh,
Yeah, they like to stick with
definitely.
who they know,
They
what
don't
they know.
like change.
They don't, because they want. If they like you and they like your skills, they're gonna keep you on, even though
It's
even
true.
if you do shit
I
that's
was going to say, the film
garbage.
industry is, it's the poster child for if it's not broke, don't fix it.
True.
And they just don't. Like, there's so many things that
But
are
the
wrong.
tea is
and
that
have been
everything's
wrong.
broke and needs to be fixed. They just don't want to
Exactly,
fix
that's
it.
the thing, though. Yeah, it's everything's fucking broken.
And like Creature of the Black
But-
Lagoon's a big example of that. Like nobody would even know that Bud Westmore was a piece of garbage
true.
if this guy
It's
didn't
true.
expose him on film. You know?
It's
So
true.
sad. Makes me cry. I just start sobbing.
So, for those who don't know, Bud Westmore worked on To Kill a Mockingbird, the original black and white version of To Kill a Mockingbird, Man of a Thousand Faces, The Andromeda Strain. He does have a credit for Creature of the Black Lagoon, which I find interesting because, you know.
He didn't do anything, yeah.
And then Stanley Kubrick's Spartacus, he's also been credited for. He assisted the designer Gilman, the designer of Gilman, Millicent Patrick. So he is on this Wikipedia page.
Most likely they fixed
He is-
it after the tea was slipped.
after he was dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy though, because the Westmore legacy is, everybody knows the Westmores in Hollywood. Like,
Yeah.
everybody knows the Westmores.
And I don't doubt
Like-
that in the beginning he was amazing and did good work and then just got
Oh, absolutely, definitely.
once he reached a certain point he realized, oh, I'm so famous, I can do nothing. So I think the fame got to him, which is sad when you see someone who worked so hard kind of lose
Right.
that
Right.
and just abuse other people like he was during his time.
Right. At the same time, we shouldn't be dragging him because, I mean, it sounds like it got fixed, but the fact that he took credit in the first place was kind of
Garbage.
misguided, right?
Me, straight up garbage. You misguided.
I don't like to be mean.
No,
I just
I'm
like
just
to be honest.
true. I'm just
No,
very
but
upset that men
I don't know.
have a habit of taking credit for shit that they don't do.
Yeah, yeah, especially over a woman.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows Bud Westmore or the Westmore legacy, but nobody. Who's Millicent Patrick? Who the fuck is Millicent Patrick?
Amazing. That's
Yeah,
all you need to know. That's not all you need to know. You know, like,
that's what people need to take away from this, though, is that everybody knows Bud Westmore and his legacy, but the actual designer, Millicent Patrick.
and it, like when you Google Millicent Patrick, her main thing is actress.
Not even designer of the fucking creature in the Black Lagoon.
And it's just sad.
She was the first female animator at Walt Disney. That's incredible.
She's amazing, and not a lot of people know about her. I'm pretty sure people who are more into
and creator of the iconic Gilman costume head for the movie.
She's gotten credit now. We see that now.
Good.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so history is right, but I mean, if you look back, hindsight 2020.
No, during that time, I know he took credit.
Oh shit, she was in It Came from Outer Space.
Did it?
The Mole People.
What else was she in?
She did some cool shit. Great. Well, people should check her out. She does some cool things. If you want more, look into that. She did really good work.
She did.
Special effects make... Oh, that brings me to another topic. Practical effects versus CGI. I have it written down here, because I have a lot to say about this. So...
I know, and this is about to be a Taylor fest, and she's just gonna go off.
Yeah, because it's my fucking major. I'm a film kid, everybody. Animation. But...
CGI, I'm to the point where, like, everything's mainly CGI, and I get it. It's cheaper. It's
everything
easier.
Is CGI.
You just really, like,
everything.
If you have one dedicated person, you could just have him do a whole bunch of stuff. And, like,
yeah,
other people
that's true. I think that's also why the film industry is so small now, too. Crews are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. You need one person to work the electronic board for the lights. You need a really good DP and maybe a handful of really good camera workers. And you don't really need as much as you used to. And one person can do it all.
Yeah, exactly. Because, like, let's say the creature suit, it took, what we know is 3 people right now. And we don't even know, like...
Probably more assistants with painting and sculpting.
They probably had, like, those people had assistants that helped them.
Maybe a dozen. I'd say give it a dozen. Give or take.
And that suit probably cost so much. So much.
Well, they probably made a couple of them.
No, they did. They did.
Yeah.
I don't
know. Sculpting now is expensive, so I couldn't even imagine 1954 how that must have been.
It's
to make a full body casting of this whole suit, like, wow.
It just, honestly, I don't even want to think about how much work they have to do stresses me out. Just thinking about all the work.
Much.
Yeah, I'm just like
so much.
Like literally hyperventilating.
No, that is a lot of work. Like I can't even make a little maquette in a decent amount of time.
You're really good at sculpting, though.
Oh, thanks.
Check out her sculptures on Instagram at putting your plug, Taylor.
Oh, it's at Taylor -Stroob. Taylor. We'll link it. We'll link all of our social media.
Ooh, not my Tumblr.
Huh?
Well, no, not all of it.
my Insta is Taylor Stroob, one word. But we'll link it if y'all want to check me out. Shameless plug. Clearly we know where I stand. I'm a huge fan of practical effects.
Yeah,
I am a stop motion animator, which is where effects started. Star Wars used it. Movies I mentioned before, Disney and the Argonauts used it. Sinbad used it. Old movies like The Wolfman used practical effects in which there was a man in a suit. Wolfman, yes.
Wolfman's cool.
We'll talk about that one soon. But that's how it was done. They made small scales. They put a camera on it. They were really detailed, well painted. They hired artists, and that was their set. It was a miniature, and it looked incredible. Now it's a guy and a computer. Bunch of green screens and some actors.
And like I get the appeal to it, but at the same time, it's kind of sucks because there's not as much like heart and soul into it. And I'm sure doing the CGI stuff takes time too, but
Oh, definitely.
and it looks good. Sometimes a little too good. Like
Sometimes. Well, me and some of my other film friends, animation friends, we were talking about this, and it's kind of gotten to that point of the uncanny valley, where like it looks perfect, but like too perfect,
yeah,
and to the point where it looks fake now because you're like, you can tell we've got to the point where we know that it's, I don't know, it's like the uncanny valley effect.
yeah, because we all know when you film something, it's not gonna look 100% as
Right.
we see it. Even when we see things, like everything's a little bit duller than how they put it in CGI. Like, well, the Jungle Book's a perfect example if we really want to go there.
It's true. It's true.
I
I don't know. I don't know. I'm a big fan of having an artist do it.
Me too.
And, you know, and I'm not saying 3D artists aren't artists. They're incredible people. They
I
do
was kind
great
of scared
work.
we're gonna like delve into that. I'm like, they're artists too.
No. Like I'm taking. Listen. I'm around 3D kids all the time, and they're just as good of artists, if not better, in their respective field, and even in our respective field. There are some 3D artists out there that can draw like a motherfucker, and that's perfect. It's great, but I don't know.
It's just saddening when like it's not touchable. It's like you can't feel like what they put
Maybe
out
that's
there.
what it is. This like disconnect.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't know.
And like,
it's all hard drive. It's not tactile.
It's nothing that you can see. You can't really like.
Right.
You could see how detailed it is in a movie, but I don't think people appreciate it as much as when you see the detail in the like in a suit, like the creature suit. You get to see how each thing is like individually carved in. It's like it's beautiful, and then
It's
CGI
beautiful.
can be beautiful in its own way. It's just you're not able to go and gawk at it in like a museum or something. You kind of have to be like, yeah, I remember how cool that panther was. It's pretty cool. It doesn't leave as big as an impact, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we were also talking about Disney. I'm about to drag Disney here for a second because I can do that because I'm a professional.
Mom.
And
Sips water.
Disney's getting to that point too where it's unimaginative. It's uninspired. I think the example I used was take the hair off Anna and Elsa and I couldn't tell them apart.
Oh yeah, all their designs are getting to look the same.
Right, and
yeah.
3D, I think that's the commercialized 3D because there are plenty of independent films that are using 3D and they are incredible. Mm-hmm. They have like, it just what's it called? Effects animation, but it's all in 3D and it just looks so good, so fluid, so like pen strokey, and it's beautiful. And I think that sometimes big corporations, looking at you, Disney, they kind of neglect that part a little bit.
A lot.
Okay. In which they're not using the medium to its potential. They're using it to make a buck. They're using it...
Yeah, Frozen was very much made for little...
efficiently.
Yeah.
But not beautifully.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what happened with Frozen. Because I know they put their hair in braids and buns a lot on purpose. Because the people were like, I don't want to do big hair. I think it was... I'm trying to remember if it was just after doing Brave.
I don't blame them. Hair is...
Yeah, I think it was just after... They were doing it after Brave, right? Frozen, yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yes, Frozen was after Brave.
And everybody was tired of doing Merida's hair, so they were just like...
But Merida's hair looked incredible.
Yeah, no, it did look good.
It looked good.
And Meredith looked great, too, as a character.
Yes.
She was different. I appreciated her.
She had a different kind of shape and design, and it was something different to look at.
People are going to be like, but that's Pixar, and you're talking about... They're the same companies, chill, okay?
They are the same. Disney owns the fucking world, everybody. It's one of the 6 corporations that owns everything, so just give me something, it's probably Disney.
But yeah, I guess they were tired after doing Meredith's hair, so they're just like, we're just gonna put their hair in buns and braids. So maybe that is kind of why Frozen was kind of just like, we're just gonna make everything the same. But that's no excuse. You know what you...
No, it's not.
No.
It isn't an excuse.
No.
And I mean, that's fine. I think trying to use animation efficiently is A-okay, because if we do it, everybody does it, and it's fine. But I think with the new release of Wreck-It Ralph, the sequence where there's just all the princesses together, I don't know who's who. I'm like, who is that? Who is that?
The only ones that are like
you can't tell.
Pocahontas is the one that you can tell.
Apart. Yeah, it's like Tiana, Pocahontas. You can pick out. You can pick out probably Ariel because she has red hair. Like, but it looks like Control-C, Control-V of the character.
I'm trying to remember, was Moana in there? No, huh?
I think she is.
Is she?
I think she is.
I don't think she is. I don't think Moana is considered an actual Disney princess.
Well, neither is Mulan, and she's in there. I think Moana was in it.
Was she in it?
She was in the promo picture, at least, I remember. She might not be in a sequence, but she was in the promo pic.
I'm like Googling it right now.
That's fine. Yeah, check me on that.
Was she in it?
I think so.
I believe so.
I don't know. Disney's just not
She
on its
was
game
in the
recently.
promo pic, yeah.
Okay.
So maybe she is, yeah. Yeah, she is in there.
I think there's a dark age of Disney coming up where they just keep making these live-action remakes.
Now that I'm looking at the picture, though, Moana doesn't even look like herself, and I think that's why I didn't recognize her.
Didn't register?
Yeah, because I think they
go.
made her nose smaller.
Oh, did they? Oh, shit.
Kinda, yeah. They didn't make her nose as prominent as it is in the film. That's a little upsetting.
Oops.
Because that was like a big thing with her, that she was very different. And she looked very much like her culture.
Ooh, Disney, stop.
And I hate to throw this out, but Pocahontas was whitewashed in there.
In the 3D version?
Yeah, Pocahontas is so light.
That's another thing. We'll get into that next time. That'll be our next podcast. But,
we dragged Disney for 3 hours straight.
But I don't want to blame it all on 3D either.
Yeah, no, it's not the 3D fault. I'm pretty sure
it's not. Mm-hmm. It isn't all 3D. I know we started talking about this 3D versus practical.
I think this is more of us getting annoyed that Disney isn't trying to be different.
Disney's off its game.
Yeah.
And maybe we should save this for another podcast.
We should.
I'm going to say it, and it's going to sound horrible, but the last few Disney movies that I really genuinely enjoyed were in 2D. And their stories haven't been the same since Toy Story. And that was years ago with Pixar. Like, some of their 2D stuff is good. I like Atlantis. I like Treasure Planet. Lion King's a good one. Hunchback of Notre Dame is great.
Hunchback of Notre Dame is the best film ever. You know I love that movie.
Hercules is great.
That's all I can remember. Whenever someone says Hercules, that song just plays on loop in my head.
Oh my gosh. That's fine. It's a good one. I don't blame you.
Yeah, it's just...
But even some of their stories haven't been as interesting.
I want to say something about Coco, but I don't want to get dragged.
Oh, are you kidding? I've been trash talking 3D the last 20 minutes. They're gonna come for my ass.
Coco's twist was predictable.
Oh, the whole film wasn't that wonderful. The best part about Coco is that they made a movie about Dia de los Muertos.
Which is so stupid in my... Like, okay, thank you, Disney, for making a film about that. But at the same time, like, there's so much more to our culture.
There is so much more. There is
culture.
Way much more.
Yeah.
And you're right. Every time there's a movie about Mexican culture, it's Dia de los Muertos.
And it sucks because, like, you could do so much. There's so much there.
It's true. Isn't there, like, this giant mask festival?
Yeah, I remember I talked to you about that.
That sounds incredible.
I don't want to get their name wrong.
I want a movie about that, please.
Dude, yeah, no, it's for... Okay, because, like, I know Mexican, like, the Catholic Church is really big in Mexican culture, so there's a lot of festivals dedicated to that, so maybe that's what's keeping them from, like, delving into that part.
Oh, being secular?
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, it's so pretty. I'm trying to remember the name of the mask. I want to say either I should just. I don't even want to try. I'm gonna butcher the name. Hi, I have no accent when I speak Spanish.
Oh, neither do I. I mean, I'm a white bitch, so.
You don't speak Spanish?
Yo entiendo más de lo que puedo hablar, but, you know, I try.
Wait, what was that? You spoke too fast.
Yo entiendo más de lo que puedo hablar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, you spoke way too fast. Hi.
Oh my god.
Spanish was my first language, but as a child in elementary school, they would not let me speak Spanish. So,
Fuckers.
yeah, it was.
Is that so rude? Like,
It was
really?
rude. They kept trying to put me in ELD, and they'd be like, "Here's a picture of a carrot. What do you?" No, here's a picture. And they show me a picture of a carrot. What do you see? I'm like, "It's a carrot." What are they doing to the carrot? They're pulling it out of the ground, and they would, I guess, would see how you would explain it if you use like proper terms and stuff. And so they'd literally take me out of like math class or something. They wouldn't do this on like during other times when it wouldn't like interrupt my actual education. No, they would try to pull me out of class. Like during calculus, no, I wouldn't say calculus. I'm sorry, I said calculus. I meant to say math. Like me,
elementary school.
Taking calculus. No, me and like math. I'd be sitting in like my little math class learning math 1, 2, 3s. They'd pull me out and they try to do this to me. So then you just couldn't speak Spanish. They tried to pull that on you. And you'd be like, no, I don't want to go take English learning classes because I know English. I'm reading at a higher level than most of my class, but because you hear me speaking a different language, you're going to want to take away my free education. Go off, I guess.
Go off, I guess. Fuckers.
I know. I'm trying to think. What was I going to go? Oh.
Yeah, that was... We also had a conversation about Coco, too. Yeah, we're just going to come for Disney now. This podcast is about Disney now. And Pixar. And thanks for tuning in for our discussion about the Creature of the Black Lagoon. This is not what you came for. And, oh shit, what were we saying? Oh, yeah, the world could have been better. The 3D could have been utilized better. The character design could have been better. And I would like to argue that, you know, I'm not going to say that because that's stupid and polarizing. I don't want to say that. But they just could have done better. No, I won't.
Say it out loud.
Okay, I will say it because you're telling me. I can cut it out if I want to because I'm the editor. And,
no.
The Book of Life, I think, did 3D way better. They utilized it better for that kind of film.
Duh. Hell yeah.
That style just served way better
Book
in
of Life
3D.
Was great. The character designs were great.
Book of Life. Exactly. They were so
they didn't look
good.
The same.
Different.
They were so nice. And they weren't afraid of making the guy ugly.
It's true.
Like, they weren't afraid of making Death ugly. And I was like, go off. Make him ugly. You ugly bitch.
It's true.
They were.
I didn't even think Death, like, showed up in... I don't know. It was just a better story. It was... Book of Life was like a legend. It was a tale. It was a ballad, almost. And then Coco was about a kid who can't play his guitar and finds out that his relative that isn't his relative is a douchebag.
I think maybe...
They just could have done better. That's all.
I think the delving into, like, the family part of it was good, but at the same time, they kind of used a lot of the... I feel like they used very cheap jokes to get through to the audience instead of going a little bit farther. Like the chancla thing. Oh, we get it.
That's true. It was very surface.
Yeah.
I didn't connect with anybody or feel sorry for anybody.
I felt sorry because I could relate because I experienced stuff like that. But at the same time, like...
Right.
Like, you know, it's kind of very... It was too simple, I guess, the things they would add in.
No, okay. Like, I can see that.
I think it was cheap. It was cheap characters. They didn't really make much character development. Like, oh, cool, the grandma is really hardcore. But, and then, like, I don't know, I just wasn't impressed by the grandma's character. Because my grandma was really nice to me.
Great grandma or grandma? We're talking about grandma.
Grandma,
right?
yeah.
Not Grandma Coco.
No, not
okay.
Grandma Coco. Coco was the best character ever. She only said like 2 words. Papa. Best character ever. I loved her.
Don't drag her. She's old.
She was great. I loved her.
Insult the elderly.
That's like one thing I like though. How they showed how old our family would actually get. Like, bitches, we live long.
She was beautiful. That was the best looking character in the film.
Because they
Grandma
made
Coco.
her so wrinkly and like ancient looking.
It was
so
incredible.
Great. It gave me like
that looked great.
Give me Grandma Willow vibes.
If they'd spent that much time on all the other characters, it would have been fantastic.
Grandma Willow vibes, bro. What was I saying though? Oh, their family was just. We didn't get to see enough of them, and the parts that we did see about them was very predictable and just. It was just like more generic. There we go. That's what they were. Very generic, very much generic.
Yeah, it was
families.
cookie cutter.
And it was kind of to the point where it was a bit cringy, like the whole grandma coming in with the chancla thing. I found that very cringy.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's not the only way we act. I think it would have been funnier if they brought out the big wooden spoon.
Yeah, Grandma also used the wooden spoon.
Yeah.
We
brought out the big wooden spoon for like the pozole. Then see, that would have been hilarious. But no,
I got the yardstick.
Ooh, ouch. Yardsticks.
Yeah. Long and thin. Ugh, like a whip. Anyway, child abuse aside.
Child and trauma.
No, I think we can circle this back now in that films nowadays are afraid to put in the work at the expense of making a buck.
Very much.
Yeah. Yeah, I stand by that.
I stand by that too.
I think sometimes quality is sacrificed for quantity, and I'm not sure that's the right way to be doing this.
It's not at all. It's not.
But I know Disney has live-action remakes planned through 2021.
I'm so annoyed by these live-action
with
remakes.
very few original films in between.
I'm really annoyed by the live-action remakes. I don't like it. The only one I would get excited about if they did was Hunchback of Notre Dame. Only because...
Exactly, the one that actually deals with humans.
Yeah.
Okay, this Lion King remake is bullshit.
I'm only excited about the cast.
The cast is pretty great, you're right. But, like...
That's the only thing I'm excited about.
It's animated. You can't call it live action. It's just in 3D.
Exactly. Like... it shouldn't even call it live action.
It's a 3D animated film. I don't know what you want.
It's like Jungle Book all over again.
It kind of is.
Live action.
Except without Mowgli, they're all animals.
That child actor did so good for what he was given, though. He's probably just.
It's true. He's like, here is a tape ball at the end of a stick. Talk at it. That poor kid.
I'm sorry. I'm just like picturing this little kid running through like green screens now.
No, that's what it is. That's what cinema is now.
So
and it's
funny.
I don't know. I can't even imagine the actors who used to work with practical effects and then still acted through this green screen revolution or whatever. They must feel so detached from what they're doing.
Okay, like it reminded me. The reason I was laughing is it reminds me of that one video, Star Wars, where it shows Rey and Han inside the Millennium Falcon, and Rey's like, "I've never seen so much green in my life." And then
it's just a green
screen. And it's supposed to like span out and like show like the planet they're on. I can't remember the planet's name right now, but I'm not even gonna try to research it because too lazy. And instead of showing the planet, it just shows like the green screen, and I cried when I first saw that video.
No, it's kind of crazy, and I don't know. I think the interesting part about it too is 3D is still kind of in its infancy. It's still kind of new technology. And I know we're breaking into things with this VR, and that's a whole new thing, and that's brand new too.
It's new, but it evolved very fast. And
it did. You're right.
That's why...
I remember Toy Story 1994? 1991? 1990? What was Toy Story made? I'm going to look it up. Because I'm going to get it wrong, and then Tim's going to come for my ass. Toy Story 1995.
1995.
They were making it with numbers. They would type in numbers and it would move accordingly based on the graph coordinate.
Ew.
That was how they animated.
That-
Now it's like click, drag, adjust.
That sounds.
Just kind of like stop
That
motion.
sounds really hard.
but
Just putting
on a computer.
like each individual number. It's just.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That's not art at that point. That's like controlling a graph. Like that's so.
That's so sad.
Bleak. Yeah.
That's so sad. Alexa, play.
No.
Despacito.
Despacito.
Quiere decir a tu beso despacito. Quiere que te diga cosas al oído. Para que te acuerdes si no estás conmigo. Okay, but Daddy Yankee went off in that song.
Okay.
Okay. It's his little like rap part. I think he goes
Okay.
so hard for no reason, and it makes me laugh. But this is.
But yeah, I have written down in my notes, artistry of the monster suit is beautiful, and it reminds me of Ray Harryhausen, which used practical effects, and I miss them. I miss practical effects.
I think the world misses practical effects, and they just don't know it yet. I think practical effects work best for like certain films. But there's some films where like CGI is better. And I think, in my
Sure.
opinion, that's superhero movies.
I think worlds expand
Yeah.
with CG.
I think superhero movies have incorporated CGI the best out of everyone else because they just look cool.
Certain ones. Other
Some
ones are
do
just
really
garbage
bad. Which one were you going
Yeah.
to talk about?
No, but the superhero movies are modern day westerns. There's so many of them.
You're so right.
Everybody's
I
making
never
them.
even realized
I
that.
know.
Okay, but I love Marvel, so can we not drag them today? My heart.
We'll drag them tomorrow.
Whoa. But yeah, I'm just upsetty that we don't get enough practical effects nowadays. Because it's really neat. And it's just,
It is neat.
it's fun to see how much work
Keeps
goes
me
into
employed.
it.
A lot of work does go into it, and that's what got me into cinema to begin with. I wanted to be a special effects makeup artist, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna get a real job. So I became an animator, which is way worse.
I'm gonna get a real job, becomes an animator.
Yeah, I shot myself in the foot twice, so I've got 2 bullets in each foot,
It's fine.
and or 1 bullet in each foot. There we go.
Make it 2. Shoot yourself again.
Okay, 2 and 1, and then the other one's fine.
Nice.
But that's what got me into cinema. I used to watch stuff like Del Toro's.
So good.
Pan's
Pan's
Labyrinth.
Labyrinth is so good. We've talked about this
Right.
multiple times.
Hellraiser. I loved watching Hellraiser with my daddy-o back in the day.
Yes.
All that practical effects. Pinhead, I think, is one of the coolest looking characters on the planet. And I just wanted to be a special effects makeup artist. But I think there's still a use for them, but it's not making monsters. It's not making creatures
and it's
anymore.
not what you
and
would
that's
want to do.
really
Yeah.
sad. Oh, yeah, I can't do fucking beauty
Yeah.
makeup. What do you think I am? I want to do monster makeup.
I think there's a YouTube channel that makes really cool monster designs. I don't know if it's...
Yeah, there's a bunch on Pinterest that I follow because I'm a nerd.
There's this one called Crypt TV. I don't know if you heard about them.
Nope.
But they have some...
I do now.
Yeah. Search them up. They have mostly CGI, but they'll have their rare little practical effects monsters that I really like. They're like little horror films, like little short horror films, and they're pretty good.
Short films.
Some of them are very basic because they have to do that, but if you look through them, they have like really nice, have really cool like little rare gems. Crypt TV, shout out to you.
Crypt TV, sponsor us.
Oh, I would cry. They actually have this series going on that I've been obsessed with. It's like Sunny Family Cult. And it's pretty
Okay,
cool.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what you're talking about.
It's pretty
check 'em
cool.
out,
Yeah,
for sure.
no, I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
make
check
you
'em
watch it,
out.
don't worry.
Oh, I will.
We're gonna watch it.
Oh, I
We're
will.
gonna watch it together. Sorry, we're ending this podcast so I can go make Taylor watch Sunny Family Cult.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye. Thanks for coming. No. The Creature of the Black Lagoon specifically reminded me of stuff by Ray Harryhausen
I don't know who that is.
and whatnot.
Delve.
Ray Harryhausen is a stop motion animator that worked on old monster films. He did the skeleton scene in Jason and the Argonauts. He did Kali, yes, the stone goddess in Sinbad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look up his repertoire because he did quite a bit. Clash of the Titans, The Seven Voyages of Sinbad, 20 Million Miles to Earth.
Oh, he did Elf.
He did do Elf. He did do stuff in Elf that looks like. That's all you need to know. He was an elf.
He was an elf.
So, no, Clash of the Titans is really good.
Yeah.
It has, I think that's the one with the giant Colossus. It's called something. I don't remember the Colossus's name, but that's a giant bronze statue that he had to animate. And the interesting thing about Ray Harryhausen is he was using this old film camera where you couldn't look at what you were doing. So it had to be perfect or you were wasting footage. And guess what? It was pretty damn perfect. His sequence with Kali, and I believe it was the Golden Voyage of Sinbad? I think that's the one it was. It was in one of the Sinbads, but I think it's one of the best displays of animation. Like one of the best. It's so good. It's so fluid and flawless, and it's just exceptional.
Oh, I'm looking at some of his stuff.
You should. He's very good.
It looks very cool.
Also, the skeleton sequence in Jason and the Argonauts is another flawless piece of animation that he had to do frame by frame, by hand, by himself.
That's the work I miss.
Compositing over. So good.
It's just... It may not look amazing, but you'd see the payoff.
Yeah. Even knowing it's not real, it's even still incredible because one man did all of that, sculpted all of that, animated all of that. And that's so impressive.
Things he did. That.
He did that.
He did that.
He did do that.
He did. I'm proud of him.
He did do that.
I don't know him, but I'm proud of him. I'm sure, like...
And additionally... Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm sure my proudness of him means nothing to him, but I'm proud of him.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
Tragic.
I think he, just died.
Oh, very tragic.
Not just, but, within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But I think the best decision, going back to our actual topic, the best decision they made in Creature of the Black Lagoon 1954 was using practical effects for their creature.
Definitely. It was just... I'm trying to think of words. It was just very neat. I just think it's neat.
I think it's very neat.
Yeah.
It's super neat. It's really cool. And I think some of the best movies on the planet, such as Pan's Labyrinth, specifically that Pale Man.
That dude haunted me as a child.
I want those eyeballs so bad. Oh man, I want those hand eyes. I want them. And I know that's a giant metaphor, but he's cool looking.
He is cool looking.
And he's practical.
Yeah, as a child.
And that's all sculpted.
I hated him, but then I grew to love him once I stopped being so scared.
Once you figured it out.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah, as a child you're terrified.
Yeah, now...
The T-Rex in Jurassic Park was a giant animatron.
I love it.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Jurassic
Practical effect.
Park.
And it looks
So
incredible.
good. The new Jurassic Parks make me so sad.
The Xenomorph and the Alien Queen
Amazing.
from Alien, practical effect.
Lovely.
Stop motion, basically. I'll even give him Pennywise. For not making a CG monster, I will give him Pennywise. Because it's a practical application.
Yes.
I know there's effects too,
there's
when
effects
he
with his mouth and everything.
transforms into a monster, but him himself
Bill
is more
Skarsgård
unsettling
did
than
very
anything
good.
they did with CG.
Yeah, no, Pennywise is a great character. I think I like the really new movie. I liked the new movie of it.
That's the one I'm more familiar with, the Skarsgård one. Yeah. I love Tim Curry, but I'm more familiar with Skarsgård.
I'm familiar with them equally, and if we want to go off, we can go off about them. But I have a lot to say about both of them. I don't know if we should delve into that.
We can. We can talk about the fact that they're practical effects, and I think that they are all incredible.
I think comparing them is just not fair. Because they're two films from like.
We're not comparing the
Yeah, no.
Pennywises. We're just saying.
No, I'm not comparing
that
because I know a lot of people have like compare the two. It's like which is better. I'm like, they come from two.
They're
different,
both good
yeah,
for different reasons.
They come from two different time periods. Like obviously, like the old one isn't gonna be as scary as the new one because we're not gonna be scared by the effects they use and stuff.
Right.
But I know.
I mean, watching The Creature from the Black Lagoon now was like, okay, good movie.
The only thing that's
but like
scary,
watching it back in 1954 was scary as shit. Yeah.
No, the only thing scary is how loud the music gets. Literally.
It's true. That's a jump scare in and of itself. Yeah. Wasn't that music cranked up?
No, classic films just their music just went off. They're like, guess what? You think it's just gonna be soft violence?
That was part of the ambience.
Nah, we're gonna put in some trumpet. It just went off. It just went off. You'd be sitting there just like, oh, cool.
It's all in that like crackly audio. Like,
yeah.
over top of it anyway, and you're just like, okay.
It's so bad, but so good at the same time. It was so loud.
It was very loud.
Like, the one scene from Creature that I remember the most is when his hand comes up when, was it, I'm trying to remember her, Julie. What's the character's name? The girl character's name. I can't remember.
Julie Adams. Julie Adams' character.
Julie Adams' character? When she's about to get snatched by the creature in the very beginning, when they just get to
the one where she's Kay Lawrence is her name.
When Kay is just standing there like looking off into the distance, being, you know, a typical girl back then, just very like distracted. Right. Actually, I think her character is one of the ones that like don't delve into that the most. Like, yeah, sure, she goes because you know in the films they kind of have like very plain women, which is sad. Like, their women don't really have much character to them. They're just very one track. They have one focus, and it is their man.
Yeah, one-dimensional.
Yeah, they're very one-dimensional. They just have one thing on their mind. It's like
the damsel in distress.
Yeah, they're very much the damsel in distress. I think her character didn't do, like, yeah, she was a damsel in distress, but I think there's more to her because she had a career and stuff.
I think that's interesting because I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I did note that. And the scene that I remember the most from it is the scene where she jumps off the boat and she's swimming and the creature is just near her.
No, but
it's just floating around, just hanging around. That scene said more about her character and his character, the creature, than any other scene in those movies.
I think the creature just wanted a friend. I think he saw...
Well, I mean, he killed all the men.
Yeah,
but he didn't kill her. And she even says that in the film. It's like, well, he's a killer. He's blah, 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 blah. And he could have hurt you. And he could have killed you. And then she says, but he didn't. In a really nice, medium close. And that scene, I'm just like, he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't. I love him. I stan him. I stan the fish man.
I mean, and that will tie into my question. My final question for this was Guillermo right? Was Guillermo del Toro right?
Definitely.
The whole time.
I'm very biased because Guillermo can say, like...
It's true. Guillermo del Toro is too good for this world.
Guillermo can say anything and I'd agree with him. Guillermo could be like, Stephanie, go jump off that cliff. And I'd be like, no, okay. I love you.
I don't think you're being biased. I think you're just correct.
Okay, I'm gonna go jump off a cliff then.
No, not that.
No,
in standing Guillermo because he's a very good filmmaker.
Did you hear that he adopted, I want to say Margot Robbie. There was a rat and he adopted it.
Oh, the one that, what's his face, Leto sent to her.
Yeah, because Jared Leto's a psychopath.
Leto, whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah.
He said to Margot Robbie as like a little joke because he went so crazy playing the Joker.
Yeah. Well, Guillermo's house, that's an aesthetic. I want to live there.
I haven't seen his house.
It's like goth central. It's so good. It's all like this dark wood with trims of red and black, and there's like little trinkets and shit. Look up his house. Incredible. But I think it's thinly veiled that there was some type of, I wouldn't quite say romance, but relationship between Kay and the creature.
Yeah.
And I don't think Guillermo was unwarranted for exploring that.
Yeah, no. And he
And
did
then we
it
got Shape of Water, which is an
beautifully.
incredible film that
It's
you all
so
should
good.
watch.
And I hate that everybody
So
turned
good.
it into a joke where everybody's like, "Oh, she fucked the fish," and I'm like,
She should have been the original.
"Yeah."
I would have.
I mean, Ben Chapman. That's the dude's name. The guy that was in the suit. Ben
Ben
Chapman.
Chapman? Okay.
Fine. So she should have. Like,
He was just a man in the mask the whole time. Everybody was wrong.
all right. Yeah, but I don't know. I just think the fishman would have treated her right.
Okay.
He laid her down very gently on that
his
rock.
grotto.
he like laid her down on a
They're
little
stealing
rock,
her.
and he was like, "I got you, bitch. I'm gonna lay you on this rock all nicely. You're gonna look beautiful. Look how good you look." And then he left her. He gave her space. Fishman doing what men can't do to this day.
Oh my gosh. 10 out of 10. No, but yeah, there's definitely some kind of relationship between
and I'm making a
the two
joke
of
out
them.
of it, but yeah, I think there is. Maybe not. Like, I don't think romance. Guillermo's allowed to see it that way.
Relationship.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, that's
chemistry.
just one way you can interpret it.
That's one way.
Is romance.
I saw it more of like a guardian. Like, I think.
Interesting.
Because the men she had to deal with, they weren't shit.
Kind of douchebags.
They were douchebags.
I like to say Herman's, Richard Carlson's character.
Mm-hmm.
He was decent.
He was decent, but I think he was more obsessed with
He tried.
trying to one up the other dude.
And as the movie progressed, yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for 1954, I don't think he's that faulty.
No, he wasn't. He was a good man. At that time.
You're a good man,
He was
Richard.
a good man.
Good lad.
Mad lad.
But even still, I think setting up that kind of relationship between Julie Adams' character and the creature,
Yeah, and the whole
is something that we don't see in horror movies anymore. Romance or not, the creature or the monster is a killer. Always a killer.
I know. That's what makes me sad. Is
One note, just slashing people to pieces, tearing them apart. But in this, we get to see, a gentler, different side, which I think is character. It's growth. It's development. It's more than one note. It's varied and flavorful and.
Because the creature killed, he did that, but
yeah,
I very much saw him as, I'm gonna protect this woman, and I think he was a protector of women. That's what I really think of the creature as. Like,
it's a metaphor, Barbara.
it's a metaphor. Yeah, and you're right that horror movies nowadays just make the monster, and you don't really get to see like softer sides, motive. You don't get to see motive either. It's mainly
that's true.
I'm
motive.
just gonna kill
I
you
think
'cause
that's
I'm
one of the
straight up
biggest things
crazy.
lacking.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it starts off as they're a psycho killer.
Yeah, and it's so
like,
annoying.
I want to know how they got there. I want to be
I
rich.
know. Like, I think a film that didn't do that and actually did really good at showing their monster's motive and all that was Mama. Oh my god.
I don't know. There's a lot of good movies out there that people don't talk about.
Tragic. I really love
It's
Mama.
tragic.
I think Mama's... Anyways, what were we talking about?
We were talking about monsters with depth.
Oh, yeah.
And how
Mama
yeah.
very much is a monster with good depth, and I think she has multiple layers to her character. Excuse me.
Right. I think that's good.
Yeah.
When they develop a character as opposed to just being like, you're a slasher, go.
And I think slasher films can be done right. Like, I think Scream, great slasher film.
The original.
The TV show is pretty good, only because it's funny.
Okay.
I think I liked watching it because I felt nostalgic, and one of the girls was really cute, so.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
But yeah, God, I was trying to remember where my train of thought was going. Yeah, no, slasher films can be done right, and we're not bashing slasher films. I like slasher films to an extent, but there's like, I don't like some of them. And I don't want to say
Okay.
which ones, because I feel like I'd get hate for it.
We're gonna get hate no matter what.
Saw.
Okay,
I don't
I
like
see
the Saw
that. I
films.
think Saw is stupid.
I think the character in the films are good, but
You want to play game?
I like the evil dude. I think it's interesting to see
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw. Yeah, I like Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
I do like him. I like the puppet
Stupid
thing looks
tricycle.
cool. The tricycle makes me laugh. Yeah, I think it's cool. I think he's neat, but I just don't like the movie. The torture things are. I think it goes too far.
Okay.
I just think it grosses me out. It makes me feel icky when I see people getting tortured, which is funny because I'm a huge horror fan. But like, there's only so much I can take, and Saw goes to the extreme.
Yeah.
And I understand that some people like.
Well, you could like a horror film and still not want to see people turn to hamburger meat.
Yeah.
So.
And like, I'll watch them. I can enjoy them. I get very cringed. I get very like.
Yeah.
It makes me
Yeah.
feel things that I don't like feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
I understand that.
there are parts that I like though. And yeah, it makes me sad that I can't. I don't know. Part of me sad because I do like watching the films because they are interesting. The other part of me is like, girl, sis, it's okay if it's not for you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how you have to look at all these films. Is that nothing really fucking matters because in the end nobody really knows what the fuck they're doing. And if you like something, great. If you don't, great. Like, it doesn't matter.
I do like Halloween
really
movies though.
matter.
The Halloween ones are so
Yeah.
good.
Oh yeah. Halloween is
a
good
dude.
good bunch of
I
films.
know. I guess.
I think this going back to my favorite sequence, the sequence when she's swimming and the creature's just kind of around her. I think the scariest part of that was just his proximity to her. I think it was the scariest part of the whole film.
Yeah. It was
just how close
anxiety
he got.
inducing.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, what's he gonna do?
Yeah,
and I think
it's the fear of not knowing what he's gonna do. If he's gonna like try to pull her under, kill her, but then you realize once you see that he's not trying to harm her, you're very much
right. And then it turns into genuine curiosity, and it's just like, oh, okay,
yeah,
delightful. Like it's, I don't know.
I really wanted.
They really.
Mm-hmm. I really wanted to know what would have happened. Well, I guess now we know with Guillermo Beto. Hi, Beto. The Mexican came out. Yeah, I lost my train of thought.
It's fine. It happens.
It happens a lot. 5 hours later.
But yeah, just that proximity was far more unsettling than him straight up murdering people.
Yeah. And I think it's because we're just scared, because you don't want her to get hurt. She's just trying to take a nice little swim. But it's also a very beautiful scene.
It is, though, isn't it?
It is.
Like, the farther in it got, I was just like, this is a dance.
It was. Okay, like... Oh, God. I love this movie so much.
It's a good film.
It really is.
Simple film, but
it's very simple. Most of them are. I think
that's true.
I think the only film that's ever like kind of annoyed me with how ridiculous it is because it wasn't simple is Invisible Man.
Okay.
It didn't annoy me a lot. I want to know why him being invisible just like turned him crazy. And I'm sure it's like the chemicals and stuff, but like they didn't explain much. They didn't explain much. We'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, that's another time. No, but in that scene, he's not attacking. He's kind of sitting back. He's showing caution. He's showing curiosity.
Yeah, I think
which shows depth of character.
Yeah, no, that's you brought up. Sorry, I'm fixing myself because I'm slouching and it's hurting my shoulder. That's a point.
That my back is like right now.
It just curved. It's a U shape.
It is. I feel like a sway back. Like,
you want to fix yourself?
It sucks.
I found my bottle cap.
Great.
I lost my bottle cap earlier. You were talking. I don't think you heard me say it, but I was like, I lost my bottle cap. You probably hear it in the audio when...
Yeah, right. I won't cut. That's how we're gonna start. Just, where's my bottle cap? And then, hi, welcome.
I found my bottle cap.
Here, I gotta... Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a little better.
But yeah, like, I think that's why I love the creature so much, that he's like an animal, but like a kid as well. Like, he's just curious. He just wants to know what's happening, and it makes me so sad that these people just attack him. I mean, sure, he attacks them first, but any wild animal would when you're trespassing on their territory.
Right, a cornered animal is gonna lash out. Fight or flight.
I mean,
those are two options.
What the story is that people think of him as a god that protects that place. So, I think he sees those people that are going into his territory, digging up bones of his people, you know? Like, that's his family that they're digging. Like, you'd be kind of mad if someone was like, I'm gonna dig up this person's bone, and it's your grandma. And you're just like, oh, hello? Who said you can do this?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And I think he very much saw the men as a threat, because it was men working on his thing.
I mean, it was. They were coming into his home, tearing up his shit, trying to study him. Like, I'd attack too.
My tongue pop. Sorry. I can't do it again. Anyways, yeah, these people are coming up, digging up his family's bones, and he's just trying to live his life, you know, protect his place.
Yep.
And I don't think I'm sure other people have seen it, but I don't think that was their intentions with the film. I'm sure they just wanted to show a monster being a monster. Maybe there was some undertones of it, right? Something like that. But
could have been, and I mean, we could be completely off base and we're just overlooking all of this, but whatever.
True. He was just trying to protect his land, and he was curious.
Yeah.
His first instinct was protection, and then he saw this girl just swimming, respecting his space, you know. Not very much respecting, but she was just swimming. Animals swim. Yeah. He probably saw that.
She wasn't threatening him.
Yeah, she wasn't threatening him. She was taking a swim.
And that was like the only time he wasn't...
She didn't have a gun. She didn't have any weapon on her. She wasn't doing aggressive movements. Like, her whole swimming thing was very elegant, very soft. He saw that. He was like, this isn't like the other ones. She's not shaped like the other ones. She's shaped very soft.
And I think that's just another element that Guillermo wanted to explore in The Shape of Water, is the curiosity between creature and
man,
human.
Yeah, woman, men, women, people.
So good.
Yeah, because Guillermo went deep on masculinity.
He did. But I think he's just going off the bones of the creature of the Black Lagoon. Like, I think that structure's there, and he's just taking it farther.
He's a genius. And I would see this film, and I would just enjoy it for the aesthetic reasons. But then Guillermo decided, I'm going to go off. And I was like, shook. I came back home, I watched it, and I was like, yo, he was right.
He was right.
He was. He really was. Like, the creature isn't a monster, it's a being.
Exactly. It has feelings and emotions, and it's curious, and it's being threatened, and that's why it's lashing out. And Guillermo picked up on that, and he made a lovely film about it.
Very lovely. It was beautiful, and it was amazing, and it was mesmerizing. And it was just really good. I start crying
really
again.
Good. It was very good.
Yeah.
He was just kind of putting things together for us.
Yeah, he did. He pieced it together. Like, if he took what people didn't see, and he was like, put it in a little package for us, and was like, here y'all go. And we were just like, oh, hey, this some A+ knowledge.
It is, though.
It is.
And so to answer that question, Guillermo was right. Guillermo was correct.
If you didn't know by how much we were hyping
right. If you haven't picked up on that yet, Guillermo was right. That's gonna be the title of this.
Guillermo was right.
Guillermo was right. Guillermo was right.
I hope one day he gets to listen to us hyping him up.
Oh, he's not gonna hear this.
Okay,
You're kidding
but if
me.
One day he did.
I could tag him on Twitter or whatever, and you'd be like, fuck off. Like,
I don't think he'd tell us to fuck off. I think he just wouldn't
no,
see
he's
it.
too nice. He'd be like, thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah. I love Guillermo. If he ever did see it, like, I'm saying if he ever did see it, I'd literally cry.
We'll have to have just a Guillermo podcast because I have so much to say about
Dude,
Guillermo
we
del
both
Toro.
just love him a lot. I
It's
think
true.
that's one of the first
He's very good.
things that we bonded over.
You're right.
Yeah. Because, yeah, we had interests, but as soon as I started, like, talking about my horror thing and then Guillermo, we just took off.
Right. Yeah. Yep. He's good. He's very good. And Hellboy was my first comic, and we all know that Guillermo did Hellboy.
Oh.
And right. It's just so good.
He did Hellboy.
He did do Hellboy. And they're making a new one, and it's not going to be as good because Guillermo's not a part of it. But
if they ever redo anything that Guillermo was a part of, it's never going to be as good as what Guillermo made.
True. It is a little true. If they ever do something that Guillermo was a part of and is not a part of anymore,
yeah,
then it's going to be as good. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. Oh, he's getting into more animation stuff, which I think is incredible. Yeah. He recently did Troll Hunters, which I am thrilled to see. And right. He signed...
My mom.
I think he signed a contract with DreamWorks to do more animation stuff for them.
Did he?
I believe so. One of my friends was talking about it, and I believe them. I will fact check, and if it's incorrect, this part will be cut. But I think still the intent there is to get into more animation stuff, and that's great.
Yeah, I think children can...
He's an incredible filmmaker, and animation keeps getting shit on, so I hope he can bring notoriety to it. I really do. At least...
I think he could bring a lot of education to children, too. I think anything he makes for a child audience would be very good.
Oh, definitely. I know he had a hand in The Book of Life. I think he was a producer. I think he had a producing role in it.
I wouldn't know.
And
I have...
anything Guillermo touches turns to gold. He's King Midas.
He is. He is. No. I have to go to Costco.
You're a good man, Guillermo.
You're a good man, Guillermo. Have we hit every point that we've...
Yes, I believe we have.
Right.
So we can wrap it up.
Mm-hmm. I hate to wrap it up like
you
all
said
of a
everything
sudden.
you have had to say.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody knows that I love Creatures of the Black Lagoon and Invisible Man sucks there.
Okay, great. So that's that.
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches. Okay, we'll link some stuff.
Let's not end it like that.
You should watch all these things we talked about because they're either incredible or not incredible, but you should still watch them.
All right. Oh.
We just like talking to each other mostly, and we enjoy doing these, and I hope you enjoy listening to them. So thanks for tuning in. Until next time.
Bye.